So in case 1 and case 2, we are working with the same time period, which is 1 week, for example. Now, how about if there are different time period? What do I mean by different time period? So you can see that now in the pre-promotion, there are 4 weeks of pre-promotion. And then in promotional period, then it's just 2 weeks. And the immediate post-price promotion will be 1 week. So how are we going to work out this? Okay, so again, I probably do not have to draw the graph again, but we can see that the first one is how are we going to work out our incremental sales? So if you remember, because the figures are the same as the previous in case 2, so we know that our incremental sales is $2.8 million. But the incremental sales, this actually lasts for 2 weeks. So because of that, we times it by 2. So this will give me 5.6 million. So that's the first one, which is our incremental sales. But at the same time, we've forgone, okay? So what we've forgone is 1.8 million and also times it by 2 weeks. This is actually weeks. So this will give me 3.6 million, and this is going to be negative because that's what is forgone. Okay, lastly, it's the post promotion. Now the post promotion, it's going to be 1.8 million times 1 week. So this is actually going to give me 1.8 million, and this is going to be negative again because the baseline are higher than this. So in other words, the immediate post promotion period are lower than our baseline period. So now because of that, we need to take into account there's a shortfall in there, or there is a dip. Now because of that, we can work out our net contribution to profit. It's 5.6 million minus 3.6 million minus 1.8 million. So if you worked out this very articulate, so if you worked out this on your calculator, this will give you 1 million. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Okay, so again, we're gonna work out from the table point of view. So it's gonna be the same one. So 60K, 100K, and there's a dip to 50K. The contribution per unit become 100, 70, and 100. So if you don't know how to get this, look up in case number 2 and case number 1. Now there is the additional duration, which is 4 weeks, 2 weeks, and 1 week. Okay. And baseline is 60K, incremental sales is 40K. There is a sales shortfall of 10K. Okay, so these are all in units. Now, first of all, the contribution from the incremental sales. So we can see that the contribution from incremental sales are going to be in this column. So first of all, it's going to be 40,000 times $70 because that's the contribution, that's the value of incremental sales, and because of this there is 2 weeks, so this is going to be equals to 5.6 million. Okay, so I'm just going to put comma in there so that at least you know. Now the contribution foregone from baseline sales will be happening in this column and in this column. So if you look in here, the contribution foregone by the baseline sales. So that's going to be 60,000 times minus 30 bucks, because there's a shortfall of 30 bucks from here to here. All right. Times 2 weeks. So if you worked out this properly, that's going to be minus 3.6 million. Okay. And lastly, because as well, there is a shortfall or a dip in the baseline, so we have to put minus 10,000 times 100 times 1 week. So this is going to be minus 1 million. Okay. Now, so if we worked out this one, so if you worked out this one, the net contribution to profit will be this, and this one. So because of that, that will be 5.6 million minus 3.6 million minus 1 million. So that will be, oops, okay, that will be equals to 1 million. Okay, perfect. Now lastly, we're gonna look at what happened if the category actually expand. So what do you mean by the category expand? So if you can see here, just now we keep mentioning that our category sales are constant. Now we can see that during the promotional period, it jumps from 1 million to 1.2. Okay. So now not only we are actually having more brand unit, but we are also going to get more category sales, which is great. So how do we actually do that? The same as before. Okay, so you can calculate what are your brand sales. In fact, so this will jump from 60 to 120K, and we can see here it's going to be the same still. All right, so there's a dip, in there, the immediate price promotion, but we can see that the category still expands from the baseline. So because of that, we can work out how is this going to be now. So I'm not gonna do the simple calculation, I'll just go straight with this one. So you can do your own simple calculation if you want. Okay, but what I can see here, right, there is an incremental sales of 60K again. So that's the incremental sales. So because of that, I can do the incremental sales of 60,000 unit times 70. All right, so that's going to be 4.2 million. And then the contribution foregone from the baseline sales will be this one. So it will be 60,000 minus 30. Right, the reason is because it's foregoing $30. So there you go. So that's going to be minus 1.8 million. And lastly, we can see that in here as well, there is a shortfall because the baseline is actually 6%, but it is 5%. So you are actually losing 5,000 unit. So because of that, that's going to be 5,000 times $100. So that's gonna give me 500,000. So the net contribution to profit, the same thing as before, 4.2 million minus 1.8 million minus 500,000. So this will give me 1.9 million. Okay, so I hope that makes sense.